When you first upload a video to YouTube, the laziest but often most efficient route involves simply dragging and dropping the file, titling it something generic like caption example, setting it to unlisted for privacy, and then hitting that essential save button to get the process started. The immediate challenge with relying on YouTube's automatic transcription service is that you often have to sit and wait patiently for the process to complete, because while sometimes it pops up instantly, it can take a surprisingly long time, especially when dealing with videos that are set to unlisted rather than being publicly published. Of course, if you happen to have a professionally generated SRT subtitle file readily available in your project folder, that is obviously the ideal scenario because you can just bypass the entire waiting game by uploading your precise subtitles and completing the entire step in one quick action. If you don't have that handy SRT file prepared beforehand, the next step requires you to head into the familiar confines of YouTube Studio, navigate over to your video settings, and specifically look for the dedicated subtitles section where the machine has done its initial work. Once you are in the subtitles menu, you will clearly see an entry labeled something like English, automatic captions, listed right alongside any other language tracks that may have been automatically generated by the platform, signaling the raw output ready for your attention. Clicking into that automatic section reveals the raw, unpolished captions, which are almost invariably characterized by a complete lack of capitalization, absolutely no punctuation marks whatsoever, and the frustrating transcription of every single filler word as if it were a full, important sentence. While this initial machine output is certainly better than having no captions at all and serves as a decent foundational step for basic accessibility compliance, you absolutely must plan to polish these elements significantly before publishing if you care about viewer experience and professionalism. Fortunately, YouTube provides an inline editor allowing you to directly modify those automated captions, and for me, the best place to begin is always by capitalizing proper names and meticulously fixing all the missing punctuation to instantly elevate the transcript's professionalism. You will also inevitably encounter a need to delete strange transcription artifacts. I recall one specific instance where the machine stubbornly left in an unnecessary that completely broke the flow, so I went in and excised it manually for better readability. Furthermore, the editor gives you options to adjust text styling, such as changing segments to all capital letters for when you need to emphasize something like a clear live announcement, or even adding basic speaker labels if you know who is talking. Timing is another critical element to address because YouTube clearly displays the text alongside its associated timecodes, enabling you to gently tweak those start and end markers if the captions are jumping onto the screen too early or lingering just a moment too late. There's a very useful option built into the editor specifically designed to break up those excessively long lines of text into shorter, more digestible caption chunks, which significantly improves on-screen readability for viewers watching on mobile devices. If your preference leans toward working with the entire script as one continuous document, you can easily switch views to the text editor mode to make global changes as a single block before switching back to the time-synced mode to finalize your adjustments. This editing workflow within YouTube is fundamentally the same core transcript and caption management process you would experience in dedicated external tools like Happy Scribe, just neatly packaged inside YouTube's own proprietary interface. One crucial lesson I learned through difficult experience is that what you actually receive when you download subtitles from YouTube heavily depends on precisely how you chose to edit them within the studio environment. If you only made edits in the plain text mode, you will only receive a simple TXT file containing just the raw transcript, which becomes incredibly annoying if your actual goal was to obtain a proper time-coded subtitle format for another platform. However, if you diligently edited the timings, you will get an SBV file, which is functional as it includes the necessary start and end times for every caption line, but a vast majority of modern platforms still prefer or require the ubiquitous SRT format. Because of this format discrepancy, you frequently have to use an extra step to convert that downloaded SBV file into the preferred SRT structure, depending on where you intend to upload the video or what specific requirements your downstream editor enforces. The good news is that this conversion process is not overly complicated, as there are plenty of free and accessible online converters available, and most professional captioning tools are generally very adept at importing and exporting between these common formats without any major difficulty. Now, to be completely honest, while I genuinely appreciate tools like Descript and Happy Scribe for specific production tasks, I must admit that none of them are entirely flawless or perfectly suited for every single creator need. Descript is absolutely brilliant when it comes to text-based video editing, yet it frequently leaves behind those lingering filler words or strange punctuation quirks that still demand manual correction, which can become incredibly grating when you are focused on high efficiency. Happy Scribe often excels at high accuracy transcription right out of the gate, but it can unfortunately become quite expensive when processing a large volume of long-form videos, forcing you to continually spend time cleaning up the associated punctuation and timing regardless. YouTube's native automatic captions offer unparalleled convenience and are completely free to use, but they remain inherently rough around the edges and almost always require a pair of human eyes to review them before they are truly readable and meet accessibility standards. This is precisely the point where a specialized tool like Vizard steps in and becomes genuinely useful, not in an overhyped marketing sense, but as a tangible time saver for creators who truly want to concentrate on their content rather than tedious manual grunt work. Vizard's primary revolutionary function is its ability to automatically scan your lengthy, raw footage and identify the most inherently engaging segments, transforming them instantly into short, platform-optimized clips ready for immediate posting. Instead of manually scrubbing through an entire hour-long podcast session trying to locate those perfect 30-second moments destined to perform exceptionally well on platforms like TikTok or Instagram Reels, Vizard intelligently surfaces those clips for you automatically. It's almost as if the tool possesses an internal sixth sense, actively skimming the footage for crucial emotional peaks, big narrative reveals, or strong opinionated takes, and then clipping them precisely into shareable snippets for you. Moving beyond just clip creation, Vizard impressively takes on the often dreaded task of cross-platform scheduling, meaning you never have to manually queue up each individual clip across every single social media destination you use. You simply define your desired posting frequency and cadence within the platform, and Vizard intelligently auto-schedules those curated clips based on the specific settings you configured for each respective channel. For busy creators aiming to maintain a consistent and visible presence online without constantly living inside their various social media dashboards, this level of integrated automation is nothing short of a genuine game changer for productivity. Moreover, the content calendar interface provided by Vizard is genuinely useful because it allows you to see all your scheduled posts laid out visually across platforms, make quick caption tweaks, swap out underperforming clips, and publish any final changes directly from that single centralized location. This unified approach makes the often nightmarish process of cross-platform content management significantly less of a headache compared to the traditional method of toggling between numerous separate apps and services. Contrast this efficiency against the old-school route where you would have to download the master video, manually edit a clip in a program like Premiere or CapCut, export it, upload it individually to each platform, and then laboriously schedule or post it, a cycle you repeat endlessly. Even when utilizing a powerful editing tool like Descript to handle the initial edit, you still face the tedious task of manually moving, re-uploading, and scheduling each finalized file across your different social media destinations, which still eats up considerable time. Tools like Happy Scribe and YouTube's native system are excellent for delivering the core transcript and caption data, but they crucially fail to execute the end-to-end loop of turning long videos into optimized short clips and then automatically managing their subsequent distribution. Vizard effectively fills that precise technological gap by managing the entire lifecycle, from content segmentation to final scheduling, which is a significant advantage for high-volume creators. It must be acknowledged that Vizard's initial clip selection suggestions are not infallible, meaning you will still want to quickly glance over the proposed segments and make minor manual edits to ensure the context is perfectly preserved and no important thought is accidentally cut mid-sentence. However, for the vast majority of the work, Vizard absolutely nails the initial content discovery phase, which, in my experience, is consistently the most time-consuming and mentally draining part of the entire repurposing process. Furthermore, Vizard supports clean caption file exportation in all the common formats, including the highly sought-after SRT, ensuring you can easily supply the correct caption files to any platform that still requires manual uploading. If you have ever been stuck wrestling with the confusing process of figuring out whether YouTube gave you a useless TXT file, a marginally useful SPV file, or the required SRT file, Vizard cleanly cuts out that entire unnecessary conversion step by letting you export exactly what you need directly. So, to summarize the main takeaway, YouTube's automatic captions are a fantastic, free, and convenient starting point, but they invariably require significant manual fixing for punctuation, capitalization, and accurate timing to be presentable. Tools like Descript and Happy Scribe are undeniably powerful for transcript-first workflows, but they come with the drawback of either leaving annoying hidden artifacts or adding tangible costs in both time and subscription fees as you scale up. Vizard distinguishes itself because its core value proposition is directly addressing the creator problem of scale, efficiently turning one long video into dozens of short, platform-optimized clips, and then immediately managing the entire distribution process for you. While it certainly doesn't replace the need for careful human oversight on every single clip to ensure absolute perfection, Vizard reduces the monotonous grunt work by a dramatic margin, making genuine content production scaling a realistic goal for solo creators and small teams alike. To make this immediately practical, imagine hosting a weekly 45-minute interview where the old method involved hours dedicated to finding highlights, editing clips, adding captions, exporting and uploading to IG, TikTok, and Shorts. With Vizard in your arsenal, you simply upload the raw interview, let the AI analyze the footage for high-energy segments, approve or tweak a handful of caption settings, and then schedule the resulting output across all major platforms in a fraction of the time. The tangible result of this streamlined process is a consistent flow of high-quality short-form content derived from one long-form source without getting completely bogged down in the usual time-consuming manual preparation. Consider another common scenario where you teach detailed classes or provide lengthy tutorials, and you want to repurpose that dense lecture material into quick, digestible tips for audience retention throughout the week. Vizard actively finds those perfect bite-sized teaching moments, automatically formats them into the aesthetically pleasing vertical aspect ratio favored by short-form feeds, and helps you push them out on a steady cadence that keeps engagement high. When you are conducting an objective comparison between content creation tools, it is vital to closely examine the financial side and watch out for hidden costs, especially concerning subscription tiers based on usage volume. For instance, Descript's powerful transcription and editing features can quickly start adding up to a substantial monthly bill if your team is processing many hours of video content on a consistent recurring basis. Similarly, while Happy Scribe delivers excellent accuracy, those necessary recurring subscription fees can quickly become a significant operational overhead if you are continuously uploading substantial amounts of video footage month after month. In contrast, YouTube remains free but offers minimal feature depth for repurposing, whereas Vizard positions itself as the ultimate efficiency tool specifically designed to reduce your most expensive resource, the actual time spent by labor. You are essentially paying for superior automation that drastically cuts down on human labor hours, which, for the majority of active content creators navigating tight schedules, is an investment that proves its worth almost immediately. Finally, never lose sight of the paramount importance of accessibility, because even when you utilize Vizard to intelligently chop up and segment your clips, you are still professionally responsible for ensuring the final captions are accurate, correctly punctuated, and truly readable. High-quality punctuation and intelligent sentence breaks within captions are not merely an aesthetic preference. They actively contribute to better viewer comprehension and ultimately increase overall engagement rates across all your content. Therefore, whether you are performing manual cleanup on YouTube's rough auto captions, successfully exporting pristine SRT files directly from Vizard, or managing that pesky SPV to SRT conversion, you must build this verification step firmly into your standard operational process. In summary, for anyone currently juggling constant video uploads, caption management, and content repurposing efforts, start with YouTube Captions as a baseline, commit to cleaning them up when time allows, and seriously consider a dedicated workflow tool like Vizard to automate clip selection and cross-platform distribution. This type of robust automation doesn't replace your essential human judgment for nuanced creative calls, but it absolutely transforms the entire operation by making the mundane, repetitive work significantly less tedious and soul-crushing. If your goal is to maintain a consistent, high-frequency posting schedule without rapidly spiraling into complete creator burnout, this level of automation acts as the crucial bridge connecting the creation of long-form content with the necessity of actually getting it seen across all the short-form feeds. If you're interested in seeing this in action, I can walk you through a complete practical sample workflow next, covering everything from uploading one long video to grabbing the clips, tweaking the captions, and scheduling a full week's worth of posts to show precisely where Vizard saves you measurable time. There is a truly satisfying feeling that comes from watching an entire week's worth of optimized cross-platform content populate across your dashboards without you having to grind through literally hours of tedious, repetitive editing work.